Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. Yeah, Polygon or MATIC unfortunately leaves the options open here at the moment for us. It continues to be a bit messy. We're just basically moving sideways here. As if we zoom out a little bit, we haven't really made any significant progress in the chart since July, so that makes it a little bit boring here on the MATIC chart. It is still one of the best charts. I mean, it's still holding very well. It's one of the few charts that avoided to make a new low since June, and still is holding really well. My view is still that we should go lower overall. The trend is down for me, but I already explained to you yesterday that another scenario is possible. So we're taking, first of all, higher level, a look at the main scenario, then also at the alternative. And then we zoom in and take a look at the two possibilities that we have in the short term. So looking at the main scenario here on the 4-hour chart, basically showing the entire move since June, is still that we moved up in a wave 1. We came down in a wave A here to 70 cents back in September. We moved up in an overshooting wave B, and we are now coming down in a C wave. This would take us into the region between 47 and 60 cents. This would be where the wave 2 finds its low, most likely. I have to say, if we drop below 47 cents, this assumption will seriously get challenged, and I probably have to move to a more bearish scenario. However, at the moment there is no bearish scenario. Yeah, no, because we're not close enough yet. But just for you to know, if we drop below 47, this will turn into a bearish chart, and then we have to consider the move up in some way as a corrective move, and we are moving down impulsively. However, the move down isn't really impulsive at the moment. So I'm looking at this as a corrective pattern. The problem here as well, the problem with this chart is if I have a wave 1 here and an A and an overshooting wave B is always annoying. Yeah, they don't happen too often, but tend to happen quite frequently actually in the crypto market recently. But still, it's not an ideal pattern. Okay, so but we get an overshooting wave B, then at least the C wave should come down in an impulse. It's not really doing that. So the only option I have really is to count this as an ending diagonal. And that explains the choppy nature. That's why I've got the subwaves as ABCs. But that's the main scenario. And we should soon go down. You know, as long as we stay below 90 cents, I'm going to focus on this one. What's the other? The other scenario is actually more bullish. The more bullish case would be that we moved up in a wave 1. We came down in a wave 2. And that this is another 1-2 setup here. And we would move up straight away. But we would need to turn now. We would need to move from here. But I don't have any evidence for that yet. The reason this is a possibility, this count, is that we're not really moving down in an impulsive way. So already said to you, we can label that as an ending diagonal. Problem with diagonal patterns, they can also be corrective. So they can be corrections. So I could say I have here a wave 1 to the upside, and I come down in a corrective way, and would then basically have this additional 1-2 setup here, would then move up in a wave 3. But the problem with this chart is that we dropped below the 78.6% retracement. So let me just, if we say this was a 1, we're coming down in 2. You can see we came down to the 88.7% fib level, and we dropped below the 78.6 several times. It's technically, of course, still possible that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, but problem with this chart, we dropped for a while below the 78.6 retrace. That in itself is a bit of a problem. And the other problem I have is that the wave 1, if we say that this is a wave 1 to the upside, it's really extremely messy. Yeah, extremely messy. I mean, you don't always get beautiful wave 1s, yeah, especially after such a long bear market. From experience, I can say that wave 1s are sometimes ugly. I cannot fully rule out that we're going to recover here and move up in a wave 3, but it's, for me, the far less. I would give it only maybe a 25 to 30% probability. So these are the two main scenarios that I'm observing on the bigger time frame. If we go to the lower time frame, if I go to the 1-hour chart, the idea here, so let's say we're only looking at the main scenario now. If I'm in the main scenario, I've got the possibility to say that we are now coming down here in the 1-2. We're now in the wave 3. Yeah, 1-2 are already complete. We're in the wave 3. there should be a 4 and 5. And in the wave 3, we've done a wave A, we've done a wave B, and we're coming down in the wave C now. The wave C itself, so that's what we need to focus on now. We are now in the wave C of the wave 3. In this scenario, I think we've done a wave 1. And first scenario is now that we say we are moving up a bit higher in a wave 2. Is valid as long, and well, it's valid as long as we stay below 94, basically 94 cents. But it's likely to still go a bit higher here, yeah, in a wave 2. But as soon as we go above 90 cents, we may have to look at something more bullish. But at the moment, this is something we can go with. Wave 1 down, wave 2 up. But as long as we stay below 90 cents, the idea is still to continue the move down. That's one scenario. And then basically in this wave 2, then we had a wave A to the upside, a wave B down, basically an expanded flat, and we would move up now in the wave C. Problem here again, that move up is structurally rather a 3-wave move, and we have turned down already. We've broken below a trend line here as well. So if I draw a small trend line here, let me zoom in. It looks like we've broken that trend line, just do the retest from below at the moment. So like that, yeah, we dropped below it here. As you can see, yeah. So this is rather a 3-wave move. Looks rather corrective to the upside. So it could very well be that we're breaking down straight away, will not go any higher. And that is the other scenario I talked about, where we had here A, B, C, and the wave 2 was already in, and we're moving down in wave 3 now, and this was a 1 down and a 2 up. But it's really at the point where exactly here it needed to turn around to continue straight away with the move down. Otherwise, it would have unlocked prices all the way up to 90 cents. And yeah, see, and this is in the short term, we're really sitting between two scenarios now. It is really similar probability. The move up was a bit stronger than it should have been. Yeah, in the direct path down, a little bit higher, because we broke above the 78.6% retrace briefly. If you want to see that, see, we came to the 88.7, so it's a bit higher than it should have been in a wave 2, but nothing that would be invalid. But we also haven't gone up high enough to invalidate that pattern. So we are exactly sitting between two scenarios, and we don't really have an edge here to say which one is more likely in the very short term. But either way, I would expect still prices to go down as long as we stay below 90 cents. From that point of view, nothing has changed. And that's my update about MATIC. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.